Mr. Powell was going to talk about at this economic event. All the powerful people were at, and it looks like, at least from first cut, he has, I don't know, relented, changed the script. Not really sure what you want to call it. But he went from basically being, hey, that was a one-time, insurance cut to rates, to now, saying, the Fed will do what it takes to sustain the economic expansion. So where yesterday, if you saw the video, it was kind of unclear who was in charge, who was reading the data correctly. It was, the Fed was basically saying, we're good. The market was clearly saying, no, we're not. And it was kind of a fight to figure out, where it was going. I think in Powell's prepared remarks, I think he's at least saying, the Fed will listen, right? They're seeing what's going on. They're looking at the data, and I'm sure they have hundreds, if not thousands, of more data points than we all have. So I think they're starting to see what the market has been talking about. Specifically, something I saw today that's kind of a warning sign is I saw a note about shipping or freight shipping contracting. And, we need these kind of metrics that are tracked frequently and yet to help show us trends. And, one of the things that we have today is a pretty negative trend on, lots of different variables, and shipping is one of those. So that's something to look at. The other things going on in the world is you have China coming back and pledging tariffs on 75 billion worth of U.S. goods. So that is that's not a good thing, and just continues the trade war, right? It's not going away, right? When you think it's out of the headlines, it's back in, right? The other side responds. I wonder if we're going to see more stuff over the weekend where we respond. And I think it's pretty clear that we don't know what winning looks like in this. I don't think, at least I don't. And it's pretty clear in both countries that it's hurting the consumers. And again, I try to find out what's going on at the consumer level, because again, I'm interested in real estate and how home owners of are going to do on their purchase, right? Owner occupants, right? What is their, are they going to buy? Are they not going to buy? That kind of stuff. So those are things that I am looking at. The other thing I think is interesting is we're seeing a lot more calls for aggressive rate cuts. I saw one analyst at Danske Bank. I'm trying to pronounce that correctly. Probably not. He's talking about 5 more rate cuts in a row, basically between now and April, which I thought was interesting. There's a lot of talk about the U.S., Europe is on the path to the lost decade that was seen by Japan. So something I might do over the weekend is try to look in to see what that's all about, right? See if there's anything I can learn on that. And then, of course, again, in Powell's remarks, there is, talk about there's no trade or no plan on how to act in a trade war, right? It's not something that they've had to work through before. So it's an interesting time. I think the most market moving today is that Powell basically relents and says we will do what we can to accommodate the economy and continue the economy on a good path. So I think that's I think that kind of answers the question from yesterday about who was right. And now we get to see, how fast, how many, that kinds of things. So at the end of the day, let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. And of course, have a great day and have a great weekend. Take care. Thanks.